place to get out of your daily home routine and collaborate with other like-minded individuals? Then join us at Workvine 209, where we offer shared workspaces for entrepreneurs, startup companies, freelancers, small businesses, and growing enterprises. Here you can work independently and collaboratively, experience networking opportunities and business growth. Come build a stronger community in a space to start, develop, grow, and launch. Check out workvine209.com.
Welcome everybody to the Eric and Linda live show. And we're back live. Actually, last week we were off, but I'm Eric.
And I'm Linda. Welcome to our show. I'm so excited to be back. I actually miss being on the live show, Eric. Did you?
I got a little rusty, I felt like. I didn't do the super intro like normal.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I'm Linda.
Yeah.
But I'd like to welcome you guys to our Eric and Linda live show. We're Workvine 209 out here in Tracy, California. And we've started these live shows before the pandemic. Well, no, during the pandemic, we had nothing to do. And so we were like, let's do a show. And so we were doing it for like a half an hour at a time. Then we met this wonderful person named Shell T, and she helped produce it. And now we're at an hour with commercials and a fun game, the Numbers Up game.
Yeah.
So we'll explain that in a little bit. Co-working space. It's a shared workspace for startups and small businesses. Even students have used our space, our conference rooms, our meeting rooms, training. We have CPR training that happens out of our space. And soon we will be having bingo on September 17th and
that's pretty exciting
is it
too.
17th and 18th?
Yeah, September 17th. There it is. Bingo. You need to. That's our nonprofit that's doing that. So check that out too.
Yeah.
Bingo. Yeah. Click on that URL code and it'll take you to the website. Go to tracybingo.com and check us out.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Numbers Up game. The Numbers Up game is you pick a number 1 through 50 without going over the number. Let's see.
And the closest to the number without going over is the winner. See, we're a little bit rusty. I think you take one day off or 1 week off and then, man, you get rusty at it. But yeah, we'll give out a $10 Amazon gift card. You must be present, so you got to stay on that to the end of the show to get your $10.
We went up to what, $40 last time?
Yeah, actually it was 30, but we went up to 40, I think, once. Because there's not always a winner, so just stay tuned.
Yeah, last week we had a rerun. Who did you put on?
Barry Brewer. And this guy, he's awesome. He works with Tyler Perry. He's on some Tyler Perry show that was created. And he's doing some great stuff. I'm seeing if I can find anything on him. But he is a wonderful guy, really smart, and he's funny too.
He's funny.
Yeah, so Barry Brewer. Yeah, it was a good rerun. So cool.
Yeah, we came back from vacation on Saturday and hit the ground running. But we're well rested. I feel like I
need another vacation. I think what happens when you go on vacation, you need a vacation from the vacation.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna start going on vacation. We'll start going on Sunday and then we come back on Friday. That way we can rest Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, but the thing about vacation is we worked on our vacation.
Yeah.
We actually worked.
Yeah, every day. But it's all good. We still were on vacation and we were on the beach and we hung out and we worked and then we had swam in the swimming pool and hang out in the jacuzzi. Man, I mean, that's work. That's just an exciting work, right? So yeah, that wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. We got massages. We got to go to show.
We had Wi-Fi. That was important. That was important to me. Didn't work as well, but at least I had some connection.
Absolutely. So yeah, just jumping back in the Workvine remote workspace located in Tracy, California, and coincidentally, our guest today is works in Tracy.
Yes, he
and
does.
So yeah, he's gonna be fabulous. He's gonna give some really good information.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's all good.
I'm excited to have him because I really want to. I know I'm going to be lost in our interview because I want to find out what's happening in my city and my community, and I'm excited that we have him on our show.
Yeah. So when we come back, you will meet our guests. We'll come back after this commercial.
All the way up, turn it all the way up, to the max. All the way up, turn it all the way up, to the max. All the way up, turn it all the way up, to the max. All the way up, turn it all the way up. Telling the brother calm down, and fit a square with a round hole. Cause every time that I come around, I turn it as loud as it go. Sipping the rock, pink collide, or give me the lime. Ready or not, give me a sign if you want me to stop. Giving it to you a cappella, the music will drop. One at a time, singing a rhyme on the drop of a dime. It's got time to shine, baby. I'ma break it down until it's liquid. Turn up, stir it up, call it biscuit. Hold up, I'm turned to the max. So loud, I got a deaf mute in the back. I'm not gonna do what it does. The first time that you watch your names on the track. All the way up, turn it all the way.
Welcome back, everybody. I just love that commercial. You're gonna have to play that again. It makes me want to go like on vacation and go out, and have a great time. But that's L.A. Jackson on the soundtrack for his Image Barber. Check him out. Flip Furniture was the commercial before that. He's located out there in Stockton. Most of our furniture came from Flip Furniture, and great deals out there. You want to check him out as well. So we are ready for our guest speaker. Eric, can you please introduce him?
This guy is all the way from Tracy, California. He works for the city of Tracy. He is the economic development manager, and his passion and his purpose is to create wealth in our city. So let's welcome Michael Nimon. What's up, Mike? How you doing?
Hey guys, so glad to be on your podcast. Thanks for having me.
Oh man, we're happy that you're here.
Yes. Excited, actually.
So, excited.
Tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started.
Sure. So my name is Mike. I'm an economic development manager for the city. I love my job. And, I'm an economist at heart. So to me, this is really the coolest job to have, is to see economic development efforts in a community like Tracy that's up and coming, rapidly growing, has so much going on for it. I love waking up and going to work in the morning, and I think our future looks so bright. I'm excited to be part of it.
Wow. And you're a Spartan, San Jose State.
That's right. That's
right. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, a fellow, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, fellow Spartan.
Yeah.
It said that you were there a different
I was there. I was there a little bit. Era. Yeah, I don't know if it was a different era.
Details.
Yeah. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for being a part. So tell us, like, some of the stuff that's going on. I know it's Tracy has a lot of things that's going on, and with people coming in, I mean, tons of people have been coming into the city. Housing is booming here in our city. And what is your strategy as the economic development manager of the city?
Yeah, absolutely. So, a lot of our strategies are specified in the general plan. We have an economic development strategy and council priorities that we implement. So that's kind of the guidelines for what we do. But within those, there is a fair amount of, discretion and strategy, and working with our partners and making sure that we maximize our potential. And Eric, you're right. We have a lot going on, and it's a combination of our location, kind of right in the middle of the mega region, and of a hot market, low interest rates, but also often overlooked as just the quality of life that we have here that makes us unique. And certainly we've seen tons of growth over the last 20 years and even the last few years, since COVID. There were consumer preferences in housing, and we're seeing people leaving some of the more urban, higher density areas, especially here in the inner Bay Area. And people are realizing that, they're rethinking what the quality of life is to them. They are looking for more space and more of a small town feel and kind of being within proximity to where jobs are, but still within kind of distance where they can get home and unwind, especially with this expectation that they may only need to be at work 2-3 times a week. The commute is not as much of an issue. So we've seen tremendous growth in home prices and uptick in development activity here for housing, and also we're seeing tons of growth on commercial side. Just the sheer uptick in e-commerce and logistics and being kind of positioned here right in the middle of the mega region. We've been a really strong industrial market, and we've seen demand for a lot of commercial space. We're seeing our first office building being developed right now at the International Park of Commerce. First office in the last 20 years. So that will be a really interesting indication to see where we're headed, and are we starting to attract the types of professional and financial service jobs that are typically supported. And there's been a lot of new retail offerings. Hobby Lobby just came to the mall, and they're working on opening up a store. It's one of the stores that our community has wanted for a long time. And a number of new businesses popping up in downtown and elsewhere in the city. I know Bad Boys Brewery is coming in the shopping center next to you guys. So I know you're excited about that.
Yeah, we are. I went over there and checked those guys out, man. They have a nice place over there. They got pool tables, some nice lounge. They haven't opened yet, but it's going to be an exciting hangout spot, right? Yeah. Wow, man. Yeah. So where does the city of Tracy rank in the state as far as growth?
So, just recently we were called out in the press as one of the top 10 fastest growing cities within the state of our size. And, you can really see that, through the business activity and population growth. So it's really firing on all cylinders right now. Our development services team, just the sheer amount of work and development applications, the volume is really high, and interestingly has been really high through COVID. We haven't slowed down one bit.
Wow. And so when we look at a city as a whole, I know your goal is to grow in wealth. So what does that look like as far as job growth here in the city of Tracy?
Yeah, so we have 40,000 jobs, which is a good number of jobs for a city of 95,000 people as we are. But not all of those jobs are necessarily what we call head of household jobs, and those are jobs that pay 73,000 and above that you can think of that really enable someone to kind of start a family and buy a house and pay off their mortgage here in Tracy. So a lot of jobs, and we are making a lot of progress, and we're attracting a lot more of these types of jobs.
Yeah.
But we still have a long way to go. And it's important for a thriving economy and for a city to have a spectrum of jobs, because a lot of jobs we do have do offer upward mobility and kind of various economic development opportunities, right? But what we are primarily focused on within the economic development division is attracting companies and creating an environment that attracts industries that primarily have head of household jobs.
Wow.
And it's interesting because the world is changing and industries are changing, but certainly when it comes to manufacturing, for instance, people think of like conveyor belts and widgets, but a lot of manufacturing now is advanced manufacturing.
Yeah.
And it's done with robotics and the types of there may be less workers in the plant, but the types of skills needed are much more advanced. So those are the types of industries and workers, as well as green technology and clean technology industries that require specialized skills and also increasingly rely on innovation. Those are the industries that we're focused on and attracting here to our city.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really interesting because we did the Red Tour a couple weeks ago with you guys, and
a shout out to Barb Harp.
Yeah,
I know
Barb Harp.
she wanted to be here, but that's your partner, and so she's on vacation. But anyway,
yes, his colleague in the
shout out.
Economic Development Department. We miss you, Barb, but I know you're in a better place, vacationing somewhere. But I've learned so much from just attending that Red Tour, and then really learning about what you just said about the warehouse. And it's not just it's technology. It's like innovative. It's not just your,
throwing boxes.
Right. A pallet driving thing. It's sophisticated.
Yeah. Robotics.
And, yeah.
AI. Right.
Yeah. So I'm just really impressed that it's here in our city.
Yeah, and we're bringing more. What would you say? I know you're always seeking for more companies to come. What would be your ideal company to come to the city of Tracy?
I think ideal company would be Tesla, Apple, Google. It would be companies like that, and these companies, the wages they pay are high, and they enhance the quality of life. And offer a lot of services and community benefits when they come. So that's our long-term vision. And we are planting seeds and taking steps and working towards, looking attractive to capture some of that Silicon Valley growth and some of that innovation and some of that momentum that is happening within proximity to us. And we're already so integrated and intertwined into that economy because a lot of our residents do work for these companies already. So it's just a natural progression in terms of their geographic expansion and also leveraging the economic connections that we already have.
So you heard it right here. Google, Tesla, Apple. Where are you guys? Come on to Tracy. So, hey, Michael, that's a good place to take a segment break. But before we go to break, remember the numbers up game. You guys got to pick a number between 1 and 50. The closest without going over will be the winner. One winner, $10 Amazon gift card. Remember that. Put your numbers in. I see a couple numbers already in there.
Yes,
so we will be right back after this commercial.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here with Michael, Nimon.
Nimon.
Sorry, I was using my accent.
Yeah, Nimon.
I'm used to it, guys. It's okay.
Sorry about that. I wanted to say, yeah, you're right about the Facebook. The Facebook people, residents, they are here, and maybe if it's not an official building, maybe they can do remote work
It's a lot of
from
work. Satellite remote.
Workline 209.
Yeah.
Oh, I went the wrong way. But
Yeah,
yeah, you know, a satellite office would be great too.
Absolutely.
Those commercials, by the way, I love those commercials. So that was Black Jewel. Sorry, I jumped the gun, but
It's all
you know,
good.
I did see on there it said Nancy Young for mayor. She is our
Yeah,
mayor now, so
yeah.
those commercials were done before she
Yeah.
was elected.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Good
she's
evening.
now our mayor. But Black Jewel, he did our photo shoot. He's great. Yeah.
Yes.
So back to the city of Tracy. Let's talk about what is the status of Trader Joe's coming to Tracy?
That's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a big thing.
So that's a number one question that we're asked, and it's a number one question that we get from the community. Is we know that there's an acute desire for Trader Joe's, and the truth is that we knock on their door all the time. We reach out to them, we reach out to their broker, and Trader Joe's has, as do all retailers, have very specific site selection requirements. And what retailers typically look at as kind of, market area and population density, incomes, and educational attainment. Those are the primary kind of considerations when they choose a general location. And then they have a few site-specific location requirements like visibility, drivability, and things like that. But in the case of Trader Joe's, what they have been telling us for years now is we're just not there yet. We're not there yet in terms of meeting their population and population density requirements. We're not there in terms of kind of educational attainment and incomes. But the good news is we are getting there. And if we can't get Trader Joe's yet, it's just a matter of yet being emphasized. And what we are doing is we can work on these measures that they and other retailers that this community wants to see. How do we boost those, right? And it's a cycle, and it's back to job attraction. It's back to investing and creating revenue to pay for services, investing in the higher quality of life, which is really helpful and attractive these retailers, and attracting more head of household jobs, where we bring more wealth into the community that then makes us more attractive to those retailers.
Yeah.
Another interesting thing about Trader Joe's in particular is, they are really kind of strong in the Bay Area, but the Bay Area is a slightly different configuration because a lot of cities there are just kind of adjacent to each other. So they look at a market where it may be like, a number of cities as one market. But a bit of a disadvantage that we have is just that we have kind of a really pronounced geographic boundary, with the exception of Mountain House. We really can't really count any other communities just because of the distance. So that really emphasizes just the increased need to focus on infill development and density, so we could have more residents within a shorter commute time to potential sites where they would be coming, and continued focus on education and having educational opportunities here in the city, as well as continued business attraction, so we could continue increasing incomes, which then translate into disposable income and ability of residents to spend on retail. So that's something that Trader Joe's looks at highly, but certainly if their metrics that they evaluate their site selection changes, then they know we're on top of their list.
Wow. Wow.
It's interesting that you say that, because we have like our little cities around us, like Manteca and Lathrop, but we're not so close like the Bay Area is. It seemed like they count it all as one. But even to say that, Tracy is so different. It's and this is what I've learned from Barb. The people in the Bay Area think we're out in Central Valley, like, oh my God, you guys are so far. But then when you go out to Central Valley and you talk about Tracy, they are like, oh, you guys are Bay Area. But
Yeah.
So we don't, like, we're kind of like this identity thing where we're just right in the middle. And so and even Tracy is like, when we went on vacation, we're like, we're from Tracy. And the guy was like, I've heard of Tracy. I'm like, no, you haven't.
Yeah. Well, and we're working on putting Tracy on the map.
Yes.
Big time, where people are going to say, man, the innovation is coming from Tracy. where is Tracy? Who is Tracy? And they're going to be wanting to come and be a part of our city. Man, I want to talk about, you guys put the city economic development, I know you probably were a part of, infused like $500,000 of grant relief to businesses. How did that work?
Yeah, so that was a program that was approved by council in December of last year, and it was in response to some of the regulations that the state put out kind of during the peak of COVID, and it was a tough winter because a lot of businesses were shut down, restaurants weren't allowed to operate inside, retail was heavily regulated, and a lot of businesses were struggling. So what the city council did, because of their commitment to small businesses, they approved the $500,000 program in grants, and it was just from the general fund. They allocated a program to help these businesses to save jobs, to retain, and small businesses are a backbone of our economy. We actually have a disproportionately high number of small businesses, and over 70% of businesses here have 5 employees or less. So yeah, these businesses are vital to us because these are kind of homegrown, grassroots businesses. They're not as likely to leave as they continue to grow. They're more likely to provide jobs that are local and hiring local residents. And they are usually more reflective to just local flavors, tastes, preferences, because they're more in tune with the community, right? Those are the businesses that, pay for, baseball team sponsorships and things like that. So that was probably one of the more rewarding experiences that I've had, because despite the level of uncertainty going on and restrictions happening in the background, we worked quickly and got the word out to the business community and got tons of applications and, a lot of interest from small businesses. And we were able to approve the first 100 of eligible businesses with $5,000 grants. And in some cases, we issued electronic payments, but in other cases, we issued checks. And some of the folks came into the city hall, and I had the privilege to hand them over a check personally. And that was really rewarding, just hearing about their stories and gratitude and really ability to pay rent or, just make the ends meet and survive ultimately. So that was a program that was really well received and really helped overcome, the tough times of that winter before things kind of started gradually opening up in the spring. And frankly, it was just a really rewarding experience to kind of see how your work translates into the smiles on people's faces.
I put a smile on ours because we were part of that. And man, we really appreciate that. I mean, during the toughest times, it was pretty hard. I got a question coming in. What's the hardest part of your job? We're going to answer that right after this commercial break. Give you some time to think about that. But before we go to commercial break,
don't forget the numbers up game. Pick a number from 1 to 50. Don't go over the number. The closest number without going over the number is the winner of a $10 Amazon gift card.
Got it right.
Really quick.
Hey, check out this promo though. This is part of Shell T. Right. She's doing this show. Check it out.
Spent your lifetime learning how to be like you, learning how to walk like you, learning how to do what you did in the earth, time after time. Spent a lifetime learning how to see like you, learning how to love like you, learning how to do what you did in the earth, time after time.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here with Michael Nimon.
Not
And-
Nimon.
No, in the city of Tracy. And so, bring up that question again. Here it is. What's the hardest part of your job? Whew.
Yes, it's an interesting question. You know, I think the hardest part is probably the level of consensus it requires building in the public sector, right? And in a way, it's a great opportunity because I work with so many different disciplines, and I learn a lot from each one of them. But ultimately, to be effective as a city employee, it requires building a lot of consensus, and building a lot of consensus takes time. So sometimes I just have a desire to really move fast because I feel so strongly and passionately about trying to implement something. And it's a good reminder that you just have to kind of, press the brakes and make sure that you get everyone's feedback before you do so. And at the end of the day, it's a great reminder because usually the outcome turns out to be better and more kind of more a better product, right? But sometimes it can be a challenge, and I'm still learning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I know somebody like that. He likes, I have to say, slow down a minute, like, hold on, let me think this through, but he wants to like power
man.
through it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I
It's like we have these ideas, and right, it's like, man, let's move, let's get it going. I mean, what's stopping us? You can do anything.
Yes, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
There was another thing that you guys did to help the city during COVID, and you guys participated in the Rad Card. Do you want to explain that a little bit?
That was really cool.
It was cool.
Yeah, so the Red Card is a great program, and the chamber is actually spearheading that effort. But we've worked with them, and it's a program that's modeled on the city of Modesto. They started it in their downtown, and then our county, San Joaquin County, kind of replicated it, and the city of Tracy has received an allocation from the funding there, I think 150,000. And the basically what that program is it enables customers do a one-to-one match. So the 150,000 that the county allocated to the Tracy Chamber was kind of parceled into gift cards, and these are virtual. They're done through an app. So each customer can put down whether it's a $50 increment or $100 and get an equivalent match from those funds. So you double your money, and then businesses can sign up. And we've had a lot of business participation here in Tracy, more than many other cities in the county that also received their share, but there wasn't enough of kind of the business need because businesses didn't sign up, even though residents were willing. But what's cool about Tracy is we had willing residents because we've run out of funds initially, and then those were replenished subsequently. But also about 40 plus businesses signed up. So that's really cool because not only is it a great opportunity for them to kind of get paid, and it's no cost to businesses.
Yeah.
Right, because they're just getting paid through this app, so they get paid in a few days. But ultimately, it's been a great way to inject funding into the local economy, and all the businesses that signed up are kind of small Tracy businesses, the types of businesses that have had a really tough year during COVID and need the community support. So it's been great to see how well received that has been on both ends.
Wow.
Yes.
That's really cool. We used it.
Yes,
right. We
have.
doubled our money.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Where did you guys go?
We went to oh gosh.
Upscale.
Yeah.
Upscale
Man,
Catering.
you know
Yes.
what I had? Man, I had everything on the menu that day. I had turkey wings, I had oxtails, I had greens. Man, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, so he had his own, and I had my own. I used mine on a facial.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I did like spa stuff with
That's
Melinda.
right. Yeah.
Yes,
That's right.
and it's a local business. We injected and helped our local businesses, and so I'm proud to not only receive the service but to help the businesses
Yeah.
during this time. So I thought that was a neat thing.
Yeah. So what's like your proudest moment? You've been with Tracy for about what, couple of years, year and a half?
Yep.
And so what's your proudest moment during that time?
So, you know,
Or proudest achievement?
yeah, you know, I have a few. I think, you know, we've talked a bit about this small business relief grant. That's certainly up there, and that felt really good. Also, winning a couple of grants since I came to the city. This is part of our job as we apply for grants, because if we win those, then that just brings more money to the city. And you know, one grant we won was from San Joaquin Council of Governments. It was an economic development grant that enabled a particular development project to move forward. There was a project that has gotten a lot of community support, and they were trying to figure out how to make the costs work. So winning that grant kind of bridged the gap and enabled them to they're actually starting construction next month. So I'm really excited about that. And then just last month, we won another grant for tourism recovery from the county. And we'll be getting, for the first time in Tracy's history, we'll be getting dedicated funding to promote tourism. And that's something I'm really excited about, because I've been seeing that there's an increased tourism opportunity here. And, you know, we have all the pieces in place, whether we talk about downtown and the types of restaurants we have. We have so many choices of awesome restaurants, kind of, you know, the types of restaurants that if they were in the city, they would probably be Michelin rated. But yet they're here, and they're often not fully recognized, but just amazing restaurants. And, you know, just the quality of the dining experience with outside dining, and, you know, the quality of the food, and proximity to boutiques and shopping in downtown, right? Proximity to the Grand Theater and cultural amenities. Also, we have wineries, we have golf courses, we have an emerging beer scene with a number of breweries. We've talked about Bad Boys coming in. So it's a cluster effect. And you know, we have more hotels coming in, because Legacy Fields, one of the largest sports complexes, is being completed. So that's a powerful story to be told. And, you know, we've already capitalized on some tourism. We're hearing about people stopping at Tracy on the way to Yosemite and Tahoe and things like that. But now we will be focused on kind of destination tourism, and hopefully capturing people coming maybe even out of state to come and discover Tracy, spend a week here, maybe a weekend, and discover all the different things that we have to offer. So I'm really excited about that grant. And that's also collaboration with the chamber, and we're just starting to think through what it will look like. But for sure, I expect that there will be more visitors, out of town visitors here in the next several months and years to come as part of that.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
That's cool to hear. Like, hey, people are just traveling. Like, hey, we want to go to Tracy because that's the spot to be, right? I mean, and I'm thinking of some ideas for you already.
I want to hear them, Eric.
Yeah, wow, that's pretty cool.
I'm excited about that. I totally am.
Yeah. So what's the next big thing for Michael?
So I don't know what a big thing is, but we have a lot of things in the pipeline, and, you know, we're working on so many different projects. One of the ones I'm really excited about now is the economic development workshop, and a lot of themes that we've talked about today. I'm actually preparing a council presentation, and it will be done as a workshop to help update the council on where we are in various efforts, and also a bit of a community education campaign. So that workshop is coming. We'll be presenting on October 5th. So that's kind of a big thing. But then also a number of other you know, whether it's transactions and conversations about, you know, who the next tenant is coming to Tracy from elsewhere. We're looking at the West Side Market and some of the repositioning opportunities there. It's the site we own in downtown. We're collaborating on some planning level work. So a number of big things in time to come.
Wow, that's exciting.
I'm excited.
Yeah. And I was thinking about moving out state because the pricing is so high. I'm staying right here. Wow, that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Wow.
Anything you want to like tell our listeners? Why Tracy?
Oh, it's why would it be anywhere else is the real question. And that the story of why Tracy is a really easy story to tell. And frankly, that's my favorite part of the job is telling it. And like you mentioned earlier, Linda, we're unique where we're a little bit of the Bay Area, but we're still the Valley. And we kind of have the benefit of both, right? From the perspective of retailers, we really are the Bay Area because of the incomes of our residents and the preferences that they have working over the hill. We're kind of getting to that point. But from the business industry attraction, we still are the Valley. We are a pro-business, business-friendly environment where the cost of doing business is much lower than the Bay Area. And frankly, we've seen an exodus of companies during COVID to Tracy because they're looking to reposition for longer-term growth and saving costs. And it's much easier to do business in Tracy than many places that they came from. But aside from the strategic location, kind of in the heart of the mega region, there's a number of others. I mean, we have accessibility and connection. We have Valley Link coming as a major piece of transportation infrastructure that will enhance our connectivity and reduce drive times over the hill. I mentioned the business-friendly government. We have a number of policies in line to improve diversity of housing here. So we'll have more of that, not just for executive level, but also kind of what's called the missing middle and more of like entry-level housing and affordable housing in years to come. We have an increasingly high quality of life. Our downtown is a jam, and it will only become more so with the level of investment and connectivity and the number of restaurants and other businesses that have been opening in recent years. Also, we have incentives, and we have a robust incentives for a number of industries. Retail, we have incentives for head of household jobs, incentives for tech, for entrepreneurs. And then we also have what's often overlooked is seismic stability because we are on a continental plate. Some businesses have been coming, especially from the Bay Area, where they were previously located on fault lines, because they see this as a much lower risk location and stability. So that's something that I want to make sure that people understand, and that's the story that we tell every day.
Wow.
Yeah, we
That's
did have
pretty
an
good.
earthquake the other. Was it a couple weeks ago? Did you feel that? It was.
Yeah, I didn't feel it.
I felt it.
Yes, we were
No,
at work.
we were at work, and I seen the water shaking. I was like, "What is that?" I didn't feel it,
But yeah, it wasn't that bad.
And when you talked about businesses coming to Tracy, and for some reason, we've seen a large increase of virtual offices, right? Virtual offices where they're using our address. Over the last maybe 60 days, we've probably received maybe 30 applications, which is a lot. And not all these businesses are from the city of Tracy. They're from outside of state. So there's something that's happening where people want to say that, hey, I have an office in Tracy for whatever reason. I don't know what that reason is just yet, but things are happening.
It is.
And
That's interesting.
Cost savings too.
Yeah.
On insurance and stuff. So
yeah,
that's one reason.
Wow, exciting.
Yes.
That is really some exciting stuff, man. It's good to have you on our show, man, and share you all the information. I know you got a lot more to share. We could probably go on for another hour or so, but our show's only an hour. But yeah, thanks, Michael, for sharing all that information. And you're doing a wonderful job.
Yes,
a great job. Keep up the good work. And yeah, great.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll see you again and around,
Yeah, I'll see you on a conference call.
Yeah,
no
on
conference call
Wednesday.
this week, huh?
Is it next week?
Nope.
Yeah, I think it's next week. And Eric and Linda, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me on your show, and it's been great. Really enjoyed it.
Yes, thank you. Oh,
Thank
someone.
you.
Let me
wait.
see. What is this one?
Go click it.
Let's see. A lot of folks from out state are concerned about earthquakes, so that was a good point to bring up.
Yeah.
That was a good point, Michael. Great job.
Thank
All right,
you.
thank you,
Thank
Michael.
you.
So, hey, right now, numbers up game. Put your numbers in between 1 and 50. When we come back, we'll be doing the numbers up game. So, put your numbers in right now because we're going to a commercial.
Yeah. Click the
At
commercial.
some point,
Yes,
we're
pick
going to
one.
go.
All the way up, turn it all the way up. All the way up, turn it all the way up. All the way up, turn it all the way up. All the way up, turn it all the way up. Telling the brother calm down, and fit a square with a round hole. Cause every time that I come around, I turn it as loud as it go. Sipping the rock, pink collide, or give me the lime. Ready or not, give me a sign if you want me to stop. Giving it to you a cappella, the music will drop. One at a time, singing a rhyme on the drop of a dime. It's got time to shine, baby. I'ma break it down until it's liquid. Turn up, stir it up, call it biscuit. Hold up, I'm turned to the max. So loud, I got a deaf mute in the back. I'm not gonna do what it does. The first time that it knocks your names on the track. All the way up, turn it.
Are you looking for a place to get out of your daily home routine and collaborate with other like-minded individuals? Then join us at Workvine 209, where we offer shared workspaces for entrepreneurs, startup companies, freelancers, small businesses, and growing enterprises. Here you can work independently and collaboratively, experience networking opportunities and business growth. Come build a stronger community in a space to start, develop, grow, and launch. Check out workvine209.com.
Workvine209.com.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
All right.
Welcome back, everybody. And I just love that commercial. In his image barbershop, LA Jackson, on that soundtrack. And our new commercial too, our Comcast one.
Yeah.
Love that one. We are ready for the numbers up game.
Numbers
Are you
up
ready?
game. I'm ready. If you haven't put your numbers in, you better put them in now. You better be on the show too. Okie dokie.
Okay.
There we go. Here we go.
I think I'm gonna start
Numbers not
doing
in.
glasses on these little
Oh,
numbers.
let's see.
Oh yeah, this is a good number. Wait,
Yeah,
hold on.
bingo.
Oh yeah,
What is that?
I was
number?
looking at it upside down.
Oh,
It is.
it must be a 6 or a 9. If it's upside down? Or no?
No.
Okay.
It's 7.
7. Number
I think
7.
Randy picked 15.
Yeah, he did. He picked
Yeah.
15 like 4 times. What's up, Randy?
Hey Randy. Hey Rose.
What's
You're
up?
over,
Right there.
Rose.
Look, Randy, like, yo, Randy, 27. Man, all you guys are over. Oh, you almost nailed.
So close.
Home Sense
now.
would now check her out.
Yes.
She is
She has a
amazing.
YouTube channel. You gotta
Oh
check
man,
her out.
check her out. Yeah, it's incredible. She'll show you everything you need to know about planting, gardening, making
It's
stuff.
Home Sense. Everything but the Home Sense.
Yeah,
It's
it's all
amazing.
And Miss Turner is
Oh,
over. Everyone's over today.
Yes.
So no winner. Sorry, guys.
Well, that's okay because next week, guess what?
Yeah, next week,
It's what?
$20.
$20.
$20.
$20 next week. So you got to come back and watch.
Yeah, you gotta come back.
Come back
Yeah.
and watch.
It was a great show. It was some really good information. I mean, when we talk about our city, we live in Tracy, and the things that are happening and the homes that are being built, the people that are moving here, the businesses that are coming. This is a great place to live. I really enjoyed it, or enjoy living here. Didn't
Yeah.
know, what to expect when I first came here, but yeah, it's a great place. And Michael and his team are doing a wonderful job making a difference in our city when it comes to economic growth. There she is.
Now, what was I gonna say? it was just it was great information. But we've been here since 2004, and we have seen the city grow. It has grown, and it was an adjustment because we came from the Bay Area, and then we came to little Central Valley, Tracy, and it's just a different culture. Like it's different, totally different. The hospitality was really when we were moving, we went to the Costco, and we tried to fit a double bed in our SUV, and we were like trying to shove it in there. And some really nice lady, this is back in 2004, some really nice lady came up and said, "Hey, do you need us to take your mattress and I'll store it in my truck, and I'll follow you." And Eric and I were like, "She's about to steal our mattress. We need to follow her really close." And so we had no choice. So we let her take it, and we tried to offer gas money. She didn't run off with our mattress, and she's like, "Oh no, this is what we do here." And we're like, "Wow,
throw your mattress in her truck." She's going out of the way.
Because that may have happened in the Bay Area. I don't know, but
it could happen anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere. It can happen anywhere. But Tracy has really grown, and I'm excited that we're going to be a spot for tourism. So that's pretty cool. Who would think that? Yeah, I like the city, right, Shelton? I like it. And then to try to follow them right in back here, we had cows, and there's we could follow easily, but in the city it's just
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. We would just let the mattress go at that point if somebody tried to steal it, right?
Yeah, probably.
Anyways,
maybe not.
Thank you for being a part of our show this evening. We had fun. It's great to be back.
It was great to be back. Sometimes I think you need a little break. Take a little break. Take a day off. Get your mind right, and then come back, and it's exciting. Yeah. But don't forget, bingo is coming to Tracy. So you guys got to check it out. We're going to be doing bingo over at our Workvine facility. Our nonprofit will be putting it on. First day it'll be starting is September the 17th, 18th. Go to tracybingo.com, check it out. And if you like to play bingo, even if you don't come out. Have some food. We'll have some food vendors out there.
Food vendors will be out there.
Come out and eat and play some games and enjoy yourself.
And I'd like to say that we've participated in the growth too. We brought co-working space, the largest co-working space in Tracy, now probably the largest bingo game in Tracy. What else did we do?
We've done a lot.
We've done our nonprofit in Tracy.
We donated hundreds and hundreds of computers and maybe thousands and backpacks.
We support our local businesses. We inject into the community. We donated backpacks. So we do love our city, and we're glad to
entrepreneurship programs, trainings.
Yes, that is
one-on-one consulting, real estate.
Yeah, and we're bringing other people to come to our city and patronize, because we've had companies from the East Coast come and use our space to do trainings. And so we are proud residents of Tracy. Yeah, that's it.
I don't know. We're gonna look that up. We're proud residences of Tracy's.
Anyways,
all right.
Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next week, Tuesday at 6 p.m.
All right. Peace out.